guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna share a really famous Easter tradition dessert, and that's hot cross buns. And hot cross buns is extremely famous in Trinidad. You can find it at every single bakery or every single grocery around Easter week and weekend, and it's really popular in the US as well. So if you guys want to see how I make this, then keep watching. So I have 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour here. I have a half cup of sugar, white sugar, along with a half teaspoon of sugar. That'll go in the yeast mixture. I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and a big pinch of ground nutmeg and a pinch of salt. I have 2 eggs and you're just gonna whisk this. I have 3/4 cups of milk, and you want to just put this in your microwave for about 20 seconds just to get it really warm. And we're going to separate this into a half cup and a 1/4 cup. And you'll need some raisins, or I'm using some dried cranberries or craisins. I have a half cup, and you want to add 1 cup of boiling water to this for about 10 minutes just to soften it up a little. And you'll need a pack of yeast, or 2.25 teaspoons, and 4 tablespoons of butter. And when you're ready to use this, you want to melt it in the microwave. Not completely, but for about 10 to 15 seconds. Also, I have just a syrup. It's a hazelnut syrup. You can also use some jam with a little bit of water just to thin it down, or you can use sugar and water. This is just to brush the buns before we put it into the oven. You can also use an egg wash if you want. And I also have a half cup of powdered sugar. This is for the crosses that we're gonna pipe onto the buns. And you'll just need 2.5 teaspoons of milk along with this. And you can use any type of milk you want. I'm using whole milk, but you can use 1% or whatever type you have. So from the 3/4 cups of milk I had, I separated it into a 1/4 and this is the 1/4 cup. And I put it in the microwave for about a half a minute, and it's very warm. And to this you want to add your half a teaspoon of sugar, and you want to just sprinkle your yeast on top, the entire pack. Now you're going to let this double in volume for about 10 minutes. So I'm just going to put this aside and we'll take care of the other stuff. So it's been about 10 minutes and my yeast mixture has proofed. It's doubled in size. But now we're going to move on to the other step. Now you want to take your half cup of milk. Now you want to add your half cup of sugar and the butter. And you want to make sure the butter is really nice and warm. I did it in the microwave for about 15 seconds. So you just want to stir it until it's nice and combined. So now you want to add your 2 whisked eggs. And you also want to add your yeast mixture. Now is also a good time to add your salt, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So now I'm just going to get my stand mixer and we're going to go ahead to start making the dough. So I've added my bowl to my mixer and I've added the dough attachment. You can also knead this if you want, but it's better if you have a mixer. It'll save time and save your hands from paining. So I'm just gonna add my flour 1 cup at a time, and then we're gonna mix this for about 10 to 12 minutes. So it's been 12 minutes now, and I'm gonna add my cranberries in. You can also add your raisins in at this point, but you want to make sure to drain all the liquid out of it and pat it dry with some paper towels just to make sure that it's really dry. So we're gonna add it at this stage and just mix it again to get everything combined. Get a bowl and just butter it, because we're gonna put our dough in here now to sit for a little. So now that my dough is done and it's really nice and smooth, it's gonna stick to your bowl, but it's not gonna be too sticky on your fingers. It's not a dough like bread where it's really dry. It's a really moist dough. So I'm just going to transfer it to this buttered bowl that I have. And you want to turn the buttered part to the top, and you're going to let it rest in a nice warm spot in your kitchen for about an hour and a half. You can also place it in the oven at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. If you can't find a warm spot in your kitchen, then you can definitely just pop it into the oven for a little while. So I will come back and show you how it looks after an hour and a half. So it's been an hour and a half and my dough has doubled in size. Now I'm gonna place it onto a floured surface. So now I'm just gonna place my dough onto my surface. And you want to cut it in half. Now you're gonna try to get 12 equal pieces. So I'm just gonna average and try to cut this one into 6 pieces. Now that our dough is all cut and we have 12 pieces, you want to just form it into a nice small bun, into a really round bun. And these are also going to double in size. My smaller pieces of dough into the buns. I'm just gonna place it on my baking pan, and you're gonna let it rise for about 30 minutes. Once have been sitting for about half an hour, and they've kind of gotten a little bit bigger, as you can see. So now you want to just brush your syrup on there, and if you don't have jam or any type of syrup, you can use just plain sugar and water, and you can even use an egg wash. So I'm gonna brush these with my syrup, and I'm gonna put it in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius, and you're gonna bake it for about 15 to 17 minutes, or until you see that the top gets really nice and golden brown. So I'm gonna do that, and I will come back and show you how it looks when it's done. So my buns just came out of the oven, and they look and smell amazing. And they're steaming hot right now, so we're not gonna put the crosses on them as yet. We'll have to let them cool for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. So I'm gonna brush on another mixture on top, and you can brush some sugar and water, as I said earlier, and I'm gonna put a little bit of jam and water. I have some grape jelly that I mixed with some water, so I'm just gonna brush it on there, and then I'm just gonna let it cool for about 20 minutes. Buns cool, I'm gonna go ahead and make my icing to make the crosses on top of the buns. So you'll just need your half cup of icing sugar, and you'll need 2.5 teaspoons of milk. So you just want to add that and create a nice thick icing. This is the consistency you want. You don't want it to be too thick and too thin. But however, if you want it thicker than this, then you can add less milk. Or if you want it thinner, you can add more milk. So now you want to put it in a piping bag if you have one, with just a regular tip. And if you don't have a piping bag, you can just put it in a Ziploc bag and cut off the corner. So my buns are nice and cool now, and I'm just gonna pipe the crosses on them. So my buns are all done, and they look so nice. They look like real hot cross buns now. And I'm just gonna break one and show you what it looks like inside. It's extremely soft, and it's really like fluffy and nice. So I think you all will love it. So leave me comments below if you like this recipe, thumbs up the video, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.